There's a silent beauty here in this frigid landscape. The snow-covered woods and trees, the frozen lake, just here north of the city of Columbus. A lot of people probably don't know this, but the second largest Somali community in the USA is right here. Now, I've never been to Africa. It's definitely been on my bucket list for years. I will eventually get over there. But I'm so fortunate because if I want to try some great food from that continent, it's not that far. It's just a few-minute drive down the road. So today I want to go and check that out. It's a culture I'm totally unfamiliar with. I've never had any dealings with anyone from Somalia in my life. So there should be lots of new experiences to be had and hopefully maybe even make a new friend or two. So let's get in the car and head over. The East African country of Somalia gained its independence from Western colonizers on July 1st, 1960. Outside influences from the USA and Russia made the country unstable, and civil war and violence soon broke out. 4 million people have fled since the 1990s, with some of the scattered population finding asylum and safety a world away in the United States. They set up businesses, shops, and helped revitalize neglected communities. Today, there are 60,000 Somali refugees and immigrants who call Columbus home. I was just thinking about it. It must be really hard to adapt to this climate here, especially if you're from a place like Somalia, which doesn't see snow. We're kind of in a deep freeze for a few weeks here. So that can't make life easy for people that have to relocate and start over in a new place that gets very different weather. Right now, I'm just heading over to Cleveland Avenue, which runs north and south. And I'm going to take that down until I find a restaurant that I want to eat at. I think there's a whole bunch of them there. So lots of choices. Now this area of the city I'm going to is called North Linden. And again, it's on the northeast side of Columbus. It's not too far from the airport. And there's also a massive shopping complex out here called Easton that's very popular. But a lot of people consider this the most dangerous part of Columbus. And I will say that there has been a lot of neglect over the years there. You can kind of tell by the buildings. Some of them are boarded up or falling apart. But I would say in relation to any other big city around the U.S., this is not that bad. Especially if you compare it to a place like Baltimore or Memphis or Detroit, New York City, San Francisco. I would say Columbus is probably one of the safest cities here. And safety is a big issue, especially for people living in the U.S. The U.S. is one of the most unsafe countries that I've ever traveled and lived in. As I'm driving along this street, something that I love to see is all of these different ethnic restaurants. You've got stuff from the Middle East, stuff from Africa. You know, there's stuff from Asia, there's Indian cuisine. I mean, it's just amazing that there is so much variety here. I think that's the thing that I really enjoy about this part of town is that you're going to find a lot of people from all over the world here that have opened up businesses that are really fantastic, especially if you're a foodie. I mean, this is a place with lots of options. The Somali restaurant I chose to visit was called Banadir, located in a small strip mall. I explained to the staff I had never had Somali food before. It was my first time, and they were so warm and friendly, offering me recommendations to try. I went with a dish from the breakfast menu. It was a sweet bread called malawa with a savory stew. The flavors went together perfectly, and I really hope to come back here soon to try more of their menu. So really quickly now, I want to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is the political climate here in the U.S. these days regarding immigrants. And the sad truth is, the current administration of the country, the federal government, is not friendly to foreigners here in the U.S. and people that have come here. But what I really want to say is that the Somalis that live in this community, they are part of it. They have been here now for decades. They've probably had children, families, they've opened businesses, they contribute so much. They really make Columbus what it is today. They are part of the fabric of this city. And attacking them or going after them is a terrible, terrible thing. It just really makes you sad and upset at the same time. Everyone that I've met so far today has been super friendly, super helpful. They've been kind. I even got a job offer from someone that I met earlier. I want to reiterate really quickly again, most of the people in the U.S., no matter where they're from, are good, kind-hearted, and want to help others. It's only a few that really don't seem to get it, that understand that we are stronger because of our diversity. I love a good mural, and these are fantastic here. Now that I'm full and I've had lunch, I'm just coming over here to check out some of the local markets, starting with this one called Saraga. So this is kind of cool. They have lots of little businesses in here. A lot of them look like they're closed right now. But I guess when they're open, you can buy all kinds of different things. The shops inside these markets were offering everything from cell phones to handbags. Most seem to be selling traditional clothing. These long, beautiful outfits are a big part of the culture, which is heavily influenced by Islam, the dominant religion in Somalia. There were also many halal grocery stores selling food that meets the dietary guidelines for Muslims. That global mall was really cool, and they had a little restaurant there where I got some sambusa, which has become one of my new favorite foods. Okay, well, I've got one more place I want to check out today, and this is probably the one that most people are familiar with here in Columbus, Ohio, as far as Somali food goes. Well, this place is called North Market, and this is where they have lots of restaurants. There are just way too many food options in here. Feels like you want to try every single place. Some groceries. They've got food from pretty much everywhere all over the world. So if I want Indian food, Italian food, but I'm here for Somali food. All right, so I just went to Hoyo's and I got a bowl that they kind of put together. It's kind of like Chipotle. You add rice and then a protein and then some vegetables. Oh, looks delicious. Look at this. Steaming hot. And for the protein, I just got goat, which I think is going to be pretty good. So the reason this Hoyo's is so well known is that it's been here in Columbus since 2014, so over a decade now, and it has several locations as well. I believe they used to have a location up around Cleveland Avenue in Linden, and then they closed that one, but they've opened one right here in this marketplace downtown. And it's great because, like I said before, you can get food from all over the world over here, but I would say this is fantastic. I could have gone with chicken or beef as well, but I think the lamb to me feels more authentic, or maybe it's just because I can't get lamb or goat meat as much here in the U.S. This is so much food, I don't think I can possibly finish it all. Which means I'll have leftovers for about 2 or 3 days, which is fine by me. It means I don't have to cook another meal at home for a while. And I'm really glad I finally made it over to check out the Somali stuff around town, because it's something I've been meaning to do forever. People have been recommending it since I've been here, and that was 10 years ago. Just a little late to the game, that's all. But I'm so glad I found it. And I just can't get enough of these Somali teas. This is probably the third one I've had today. Today has been a real education for me. But I went into every establishment and encounter with an open mind. It was a bit intimidating, as any new experience is, but I found the people to be so kind and welcoming, and the food was just amazing. I will definitely be going back to eat more and probably trying a few new restaurants. One of the things that I noticed right away was how close the Somali community here in Columbus is. It kind of reminded me of my early days living in Asia when I was 20 years old. I didn't know anybody or anything about South Korea. And so most of the places I went for the first year were other expat hangouts and places where other Americans were, because it was just easier and it was familiar. Places like Itaewon in Seoul, which is just a hot spot for foreigners living in South Korea. But eventually, I got out there and started making local friends. It took a long time, though, as it does, so I can really relate to that feeling of having to get to know a new place, get settled, and somewhere that's very different from where you grow up. I also have a few memories that weren't as pleasant. There were times when I was turned away from bars or restaurants or nightclubs because of how I looked, because I was a foreigner, a Wayguk. And that really made me think a lot about it. It gave me a lot of empathy. And I know people here are struggling with far worse than that. It's really awful to think about, but even if they wanted to go back to the country that they grew up in, it's still a war zone. After over 30 years, there's still so much violence. Even the U.S. State Department tells everyone that it's not safe to travel to. I think it's really important to address the anti-immigrant sentiment here in the U.S. And this is nothing new. It's been around for a long time, and it exists everywhere. It's not unique to the United States. In fact, it exists all over the world. But I feel like these days in the U.S., because of our very divisive political climate, we've made conditions unsafe for people wanting to live here from abroad. And it makes me so upset, angry, but mostly sad that it seems like a lot of people here, a lot of U.S. citizens can't understand, can't empathize with people coming here, especially because we are a nation of immigrants. We were founded by people coming from all over the world, and that is our strength. That's what makes us great. And the people in power, the people with money, they seem to just want to divide us even more. The U.S. might be considered the richest country in the world, but you're talking about a handful of people that have all that wealth. 90% of everyone living here is struggling paycheck to paycheck, whether they can pay their doctor's bills, whether they can support their families. It is hard times. You look at the jobs numbers, so many people being laid off their work this year. It's really, really a difficult time for everyone. And I think, unfortunately, the powers that be are exploiting this for their own gain by trying to, get poor people to hate other poor people. Okay, look into my eyes. I'm going to try to make this really clear. We are all the same. We are all the same. We're all part of the same community. It doesn't matter if we look different, if we have different religions, if we even have different hobbies. We are all in it together. That's really the message, is that what makes us strong is our unity. It's the fact that we are a community, a family. It's that we treat others with respect and kindness. And we think about how they're doing. We don't put ourselves first. And I know that's hard because, again, I empathize with anyone that struggles, especially right now. And I know it's a lot of us. Our diversity is our strength. The Somali community here in Columbus makes it stronger. All I can advocate for right now is that everyone show a little kindness and empathy toward one another. The world would be a lot better. Anyway, as always, stay safe, healthy, and happy. Show some love to your Somali brothers and sisters, and just try to be a good person. Try to be kind. I'll see you in the next adventure. Bye for now. Thanks for joining me today. Life's a journey meant to be shared. Remember to always travel with an open heart and an open mind. Enjoy the ride and keep your eyes on the horizon for the next adventure. I'll see you out there.